That was a tough one. Tough game. And the Leafs do come out with the 2-1 loss over the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly. But you know what? We got to look at this, right? We got to look at this from a broad perspective. The Leafs didn't play really bad, but they didn't play to the expectations we usually do. 34-28 in shots in favor of Philly. But Curtis McElhinney did his job. He stood tall, 2 goals on 34 shots, a .941 save percentage. That's fine by me. Freddie Anderson needed the day off. Back-to-back shutouts. Give him a break. You know what, though? I don't know if I agree with that as much. I mean, McElhinney did great, don't get me wrong, but the All-Star break's here. He's going to get like 3 or 4 days off. I'm not sure why that happened, but second half of back-to-back, McElhinney did very well in his first game as a Leaf, and he did just fine here as his second game as a Leaf. Michael Neuwirth was just that much better, 1 goal on 28 shots, and it was just a goal late in the game. The Leafs just kind of collapsed late in the game. I could have been that they're tired, but then again, so is Philly. But they're a more veteran team, so you could arguably say that. You know what? This is a team, as in the Toronto Maple Leafs, that are showing a lot to a lot of teams, a lot of franchises, that we're going to be ready to win. Are we ready right now? Well, yeah. It looks like we are, right? The young guys are looking real good. But as the years progress, we're going to start seeing this team grow into, hopefully, a modern-day dynasty. That's the plan. Will it happen? Well, we take it year by year, game by game, right? That's the way we do it. And hey, look at the future. The man tonight, William Nylander, scores his 10th goal of the season. And he's now got, 31 points for William? Yeah, he's doing just fine. Just fine by me. Assisted by Nazem Kadri, who's been ripping it up of late. And, he's been ripping up a period all season long. And Leo Komarov, he's been doing much better, as of late. He had a rough start to the season. But Nazem Kadri, guys, 35 points for Nazem, 20 goals, 15 assists. Hey, that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. And just to recap, Leo Komarov, 8 goals, 8 assists for 16 points. So, right? He's doing all right. Now, let's do this right now, okay? The Leafs lose tonight, yes. And it sucks. Yes, it does. But I know this is not the first half of the year, but a lot of people do say that because it's the All-Star break, and then it's kind of the informal second half of the year. So if we're saying that this is the first half of the year done, what do you guys think? I think this team looks very good. I think if this is part of the future, if this is what the future is going to look like for the Toronto Maple Leafs, then my goodness, that's exciting. That is very exciting. It's very, with a couple more draft picks. I'm not saying even high draft picks, just smart picks. That's what the Leafs need to do. From now on, I think that's what they need to do. Smart picks. Teams like, I'm not saying that they're going to get players like this, but the Anaheim Ducks, right? Perry and Getzlaf are both drafted late first round. If you can find either a gem or a NHL serviceable player in that late first round or mid to late first round, hey, that's a success, especially for a team who already has the cornerstone big pieces. Find ways, right? And this team is not just going to say, we're just going to settle for a draft pick now. No, they're playing well. The Leafs are playing good hockey. This is their first if you guys didn't know, this is their first regulation loss since the end of November. On the road. First regulation loss on the road since the end of November. I think it was November 30th was the exact day. That's fantastic. On the road, too. A lot of teams have real big issues playing on the road, but this team is finding ways to win. And this one loss that they've got, it's a 2-1 loss. It's not like they got smoked 5-0 or lost 5-1 or whatever. It was a 2-1 fight, just a straight-up fighting match against the Flyers, and a tough goal late in the game. That's what it was, really, and that's the way it ended. The Flyers get a late goal, and that's just the way it goes. It sucks, but it's hockey, right? And it's the way the Leafs kind of have played out the year, these late goals against. But we can't look at this as a team that's going to contend for a Stanley Cup. We don't know that. We don't know, really. We just got to ride this out and enjoy it and see where we go, right? And I'm enjoying it. I think you guys are really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. The Leafs are playing fantastic hockey. At the informal first half of the season, I'd give this team about, an A? If you had to give them the grade, I'd give them about an A. Because they have exceeded expectations by a lot of people. People thought, they're not going to be dead last. They have Austin Matthews, Marner's here, Nylander's here, Zaitsev's here. Now you got Freddie Anderson. You might be 4th, 5th, 6th last, maybe even 7th, maybe. No, this team is fighting for a playoff spot, and obviously Boston got their win tonight. But the Leafs are 1 point out of a divisional spot, and I think they still have 5 or 6 games in hand. This team is in an amazing spot. At the informal halfway point of the year, this team is 8 games over 500. Why are we upset about that? Why can we be upset about that? We can't. This team is playing great hockey. But what's really going to be really interesting, I think what a lot of Leaf fans are starting to bite their tongue and say, just wait. The second half of the year, as if you're a hardcore Leaf fan and you've watched the Leafs for years, you know what that second half is. As in previous years. That fall apart, 18-wheeler off the cliff type of time. We remember that like it was yesterday, and I really don't like it. What is this team going to do? It's going to be very interesting. We're going to kind of watch it and see where it goes. If they continue to play at the pace they are and make the playoffs, holy crud. And if they fall off and miss the playoffs, it scares me. But I have a feeling this team is a lot better than the previous teams. That's just my opinion. You know what, guys? That's going to do it. Because I didn't really want to talk much about the game because I was able to watch the game. But they lost. They lost 2-1. It was a tough one. Why do we need to talk about that? Let's talk positive about the informal halfway part of the year. It's a straight up positive for me. I'm happy with the team's performances overall. Some games are, but some games are amazing, like the 2 games prior to this. So you know what, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, hey, hit that like button. I do appreciate that, guys. And hey, if you hadn't hit that subscribe button already, why don't you do that? Doesn't take long. It shows me a ridiculous amount of support, and it shows me a lot. Comment down below, guys, what you guys thought of the year. What would you give the Leafs as a grade? Like if you had to give them an A, B, C, D, or F grade, what would you guys give the first half of the year? Informal, but first half, if we want to call it that. What would you guys give them? I said I'd give them an A because they're, exceeding expectations by a mile, and they're, I don't know if they're in a playoff spot as of right now. Let me take a quick peek, but they're right there. They're right there, and they have every opportunity to find a way to pass Boston, and get there. Yes, right now they're out of the playoff spot by a point, but that's just because of games in hand and all that stuff. So, let me know what you guys think. Give me everything about the first half of the year. What has impressed you? What do you think the Leafs maybe could do at the deadline? I don't know about trading any guys for a playoff run. What do you guys think we should do? All right? And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Raptors edition, Raptors and Bucks. They're not on the All-Star break just yet, so it's going to be nice to just keep talking about them. And we'll also talk to you January 31st. So we have, 5-6 days, or 4 or 5 days off, however you want to count it. And we'll talk to you guys post-game. That's they're taking on the Dallas Stars. It's an 8:30 puck drop on the 31st, which is a Tuesday. All right? So you guys take it easy, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. See ya.